Hello YouTube, Infinite Magicraid community, Gandalf here. Gonna be taking a little bit of time talking to you about Pumpkin Singer, and going to his kit, his PvP potential, PvE potential, what are potentially the key exclusive you might want to go for in his kit. Again, take my reviews with a grain of salt. I try my best to go as deep as I can, trying to cover all the different scenarios. But again, the meta changes aren't 100% predictable. I mean, I think I've been relatively consistent and accurate so far, but there's also times where I miss things. So, as usual, very much appreciate the discussion in the comments section. Let me know if there's anything I missed so other players could benefit from your feedback as well. I think from off the top, what makes him stand out is two part of his kit. One is his second active skill, very low cooldown. It's pretty much like getting something like a Bisodent or Focus kind of effect where you can give another hero immediately another turn. Probably this is best set up to go with another hero where Pumpkin Singer is just slightly slower than them and giving them multiple turns. I think if the target has the highest attack, automatically it will keep pairing with it. So it will be very helpful from that perspective. Here we can see really the key value here is um, you know, I think, yeah, that's the key part. We'll go into exclusive in a bit. The second part of his kit is really about the revive mechanism. So longer the fight draws out, um, well, I guess we will know for sure once yeah, okay, so it will not be removed when he dies or a wave transition. So this is super helpful because by the time you get to the boss wave, right, he's probably already fully charged up to the finale stage because every time you know, um, when something dies, right, if anyone dies, right, the enemy have two waves, you're easily, even at exclusive zero, after two waves, you're going to be, fully charged up. So now you're going to be increasing damage bonus to 18%. Enemy's not going to be able to heal and have shield as effectively, and an enemy that turns reduce all the duration of their buff by one turn. So, the enemy um, at the end of their turn reduce the duration of all their buff by one turn. So if they have only like a one turn buff, like all of a sudden I think they lose it, right? So this at exclusive zero makes it a very, very good support PvE hero because you can pretty much pair him up with anybody and he's going to be able to double the turn of your main DPS, for example. He's going to boost their damage, and by the time you get to the boss, you're going to have, a very nice buff, especially for the enemy healing and shielding effect. So, for example, um, one dungeon, which I don't think any player have gotten to stage 30 yet, sorry, 40 yet, is Gwyneth, right? And we look at the boss guy, nobody has beat 40. No, oh, Bailey, congratulations, Bailey. The biggest crack in the game has gotten 39 cleared. But I think we'll see more players clearing this because as far as we know, these unique effects stack, right? So if you can get Pumpkin in there, Um, I don't know if you actually need. Um, let's quickly take a look at Bailey's team again. Sorry, just going to click on that. Um, what was Bailey's team here? Yeah, so there is the severe wound. So now let's look at this team again. Let's say we take out Santa, right? Because we can use we can definitely use Pumpkin Singer in here because normally you just need Lydia and Nordak to kind of get the full damaging immunity effect, right? And the fact that Pumpkin Singer have like no cooldowns, so he's gonna be spamming that skill, um, potentially getting your Nordak back up really quickly if you want, because you can manual that. Yeah, you could be looking at a lot of like no gap whatsoever on your cooldowns, right? That's for one. And two, you're gonna get two revives, instant revives on your entire team, and pretty sure the buff is going to stack with the severe wound from Hazaru. So the enemy really won't be healing very much. So making Gwyneth finally more doable. So if you want to farm 40 Gwyneth, I think this might be a key hero you want to get. Um, not sure why. I guess if you really want to have really strong, effective hit with mastery builds, you definitely want to be farming a lot of Gwyneth. Let's go back and go back to talking about um, uh, the pumpkin dude here, pumpkin singer, and I do see him now, scaling really off of I think he would definitely be an asset to Eternal Sect in Faction Abyss, as you do need a little bit more support in this area. Being able to, for example, double the turns of and really cycle the turns a lot on Quinlan will help your DPS quite a bit. I'm a little bit afraid of, when you do these kind of cycling, it does get rid of their buff quite a bit, right? So we'll have to see how that interaction goes, because you need to somehow keep the buffs on your allies. But it'll be interesting to see how well he does in Faction Abyss. So we kind of talked about his kit, right? So this one is just keep giving you a lot of additional boost. So this is kind of all talking about, this is all totally doable at exclusive 0, right? Let's talk about what the exclusive now do for him. I think, I mean, exclusive 1, this is where um, you actually get the revive, I believe. Sorry, I've been talking about, this whole revive thing as if it was um, at base 0. If you do want the revive capabilities, um, you will want exclusive 1. Though in reality, if you're using him in PvE and you don't think anybody's going to be dying on your team, you don't need exclusive 1. Exclusive 0 will be fine. You will still get the, the heal, enemy healed and shielding reduction, and you will also be, you get all the damage bonus, all of that. So even exclusive 0 will be suffice. I mean, the key thing is you still get to, you know, cycle the key damage dealer, right? Um, this one is getting everybody speed up and 2-turn and turn meter boost. And I find, ally speed up with a 4-turn cooldown, I feel like this is actually really weak compared to many of the um, other hero setup that we have, right? Yes, this will probably be useful in PvP because he can be CC'd and he's gonna, get your allies turn meter to move up. But having said that, like, um, I mean, I suppose that could work. Like if you have a nice cleanser that will go with him, doesn't require the speed on them. But I mean, that these are talking about, your fourth team, your fifth team. Like I think the advanced arena meta is quite well established. I think he has a role to play in it. Is he gonna, I think we'll show him in PvP just a little bit, but there is opportunity for him to free up Santa or to free up um, Panda from some of the really tanky teams and make it effective. So yeah, maybe open up with this skill and then ban it and just really focus on skill 2, right? And abuse that a lot. Exclusive 2 is where you're getting additional damage because this is now um, you are now also doing additional attack on his basic attack every time when you're casting Magnificent Fingers. Um, yeah, and this is like basically, well, it's sort of like it's two, and it's counted as two separate attacks, right? So this is really good in a sense. Is like there are certain mechanics that prevent you from doing joint attack. Well, this actually now count as 2 turns. It's good and bad because there's certain content that will count the number of turns you take. this really eats up a lot of your turn counts because it's two separate turn counts. You're gonna give your, ally the spotlight, give them 100% turn meter. Then the ally takes their turn, attacks. Now, Pumpkin Singer will go. Like if we're doing a joint attack, normally, it'll be counting as one turn on Pumpkin Singer's turn. Now you're kind of like doing it like two different turns. Um, the the exclusive three gets really interesting because now you can put multiple heroes on Spotlight, but that also that reduces increase the cooldown of Magnificent Finger for 2 turns for every hero with Spotlight. This could get very interesting. I'm going to show that in a bit because what this could mean, um, it could give them Spotlight for 5 turns, right? So if you have multiple heroes that move really quickly and give them Spotlight, they could, in theory, uh, end up having Pumpkin Singer do a lot of joint attacks with them. And this isn't going to hit late because if you have a mastery-based team, you get Spotlight on like 3 different heroes and you cycle it. That's a lot of damage for joint attack back with Pumpkin Singer. So let's go into trial, demonstrate some of those mechanics. Here, I'm going to apply this team here. We'll use Pumpkin Singer here. He's going to scale off of mastery, right? Because if you're going to use Pumpkin Singer to do any damage, it's going to be detonation damage, but scaling off of his max HP. So it's going to be ignoring defense. Let's see how much Pumpkin Singer's HP is here at. It's so-so. And how much mastery are we looking at? Not a lot. Okay, so let's just say, we put it on Lydia. So now when Lydia moves, Pumpkin Singer is going to attack. And you saw that that was like 24, 240,000 damage, right? That's a sizable amount. Um, Especially if he's going to be doing it every time. Now let's do a second hero now. So now when Santa moves, um, so both of them are going to be able to give that boost. But what you'll notice is this time when we get to it, you're waiting for a 2 turn cooldown, and it's pretty hard to get multiple of targets to have spotlight. So usually probably you will only end up with 2. When you push to the third one, the cooldown will get so bad that it becomes very difficult to cycle it. So now it's back. I think after we do this one, you see how Lydia's kind of already fell off, right? So it's going to be really difficult for you to put multiple of those buffs. Usually you probably can only support realistically having 2 of these. But because there was only one other one, I think as soon as we go back, it was only given 2 turn cooldown. Yeah, because there was one here, I think on Santa, when I gave it to Panda. So yeah, I think at most you can keep 2 spotlights on at exclusive 3, but I think the key thing at exclusive 3, it's more about the 2.2 times additional damage boost rather than being able to have multiple heroes with spotlight. You probably want to be spamming spotlight on your strongest hero anyways, so it doesn't make sense to put it on multiple heroes. Having said that, I think E0 is going to work. E1's where you want the revive. E2 is kind of a nice spot because what E2 allows you to do is start using Pumpkin Singer to do additional damage now, um, which normally you wouldn't use him for because you would just use him to cycle turns on your allies and maybe in PvP use his ultimate. So I'll say, getting 1 copy is definitely worth it. If you have the resources to do it, go for E2. E3 is kind of luxury item, right? Um, Here, let me just show you, what it looks like battling out, um, another tanky team. And we're just gonna make sure our Lydia here just has the highest attack because I do want the Lydia on my team. Um, Here, let's just make it fair, right? I'm gonna sync data for all of these heroes to match what I have. Um, and we will battle it out. Just make sure both sides have the same stats. Yeah. So I'm just using realistic stats. And here we're using a Pumpkin Singer instead of Nordak. You should see the spotlight being put onto Lydia, and this will be a very much drawn out battle. Don't get me wrong, it will be very drawn out. But what we will find is um, Pumpkin Singer, I think, is gonna give. Oh, it actually what we notice here is because Lydia had the imprison on it, Pumpkin Singer is not gonna be able to help this situation. Um, I mean, the fight is a relatively close one. But um, I mean, the it looks almost like the Pumpkin Slayer team side were losing a little bit. Um, but as the counter draw goes higher and higher, right, you will start to see the healing capability and the shielding capability of the enemy team starting to falter. And this is where it's almost like a countdown towards finishing it off. And you notice there, the Lydia on the Pumpkin Slayer team just got an extra life because the Pumpkin Slayer has made its way um, to 70 turns. So you can see, right, in a drawn battle, when you start hitting these key milestones, um, it's really gonna, you know, help you break the tides. I mean, one thing we see quite a bit today is that it's really hard to finish a battle when both sides are super tanky. We go into the 200 turns plus. With Pumpkin Singer, what you will start to see is once you hit that 140 finale, it's gonna really weaken the healing and shielding capabilities of the enemy, and just say, it's about time to end this fight, right? So there you have it, my initial thoughts and impressions of Pumpkin Singer. If you have the resources, definitely go for him. He's a very strong hero. I don't think you'll regret getting him. I will probably try to go for exclusive 2. If I'm lucky, I'll get the exclusive 3, but I think exclusive 2 is more than suffice for what we need him to do. So join me a couple days, and we'll be doing the summons. And I'll catch you next time. If you enjoy what you see on my channel and you like my, content, please like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Gandalf out.